this month's KPI. If you can't meet it, then go downstairs and lure the zombies away. The company doesn't keep slackers. Miss, don't give me a bad review. Your neighborhood entrance is blocked by hundreds of zombies. My scooter can't get through.
At first, no one took zombies seriously. Until everyone realized the boss's KPI became surviving each day, and delivery times became never. On the wedding day, the lights were warm, surrounded by flowers. I stood on the red carpet in my wedding dress. I gave a slight cough. Everyone's smile froze. Not embarrassment, but fear.
She must be quarantined immediately.
My fiancé Derek grabbed my hand fiercely. His other hand tightly covered his nose. His eyes were terrified. My best friend Bella held my wedding dress. She also covered her nose. Her face turned pale.
Chloe, listen. Go into quarantine. We won't hurt you.
My fiancé, my best friend, without any explanation, dragged me into a storage room at the end of the hotel hallway. The door clicked shut from the outside. I pounded on the door frantically. Alone and helpless. Outside, Derek and Bella stood side by side, with looks of triumph on their faces.
Chloe, you love me so much. The zombies are coming. Hold them off for us.
Chloe, just stay here. Derek, there's more. Your villa will be mine from now on. Infected? What infection? Quarantine? What quarantine? It was all a lie. They were waiting for this day all along. They wanted the villa my grandfather left me. Help, Derek. Bella. Zombies tore at my body wildly. I screamed for help desperately. Footsteps faded away from the door. They had run away. My consciousness blurred amidst the tearing. If I could do it all over again, I would never, for so-called love and friendship, throw away my life. Maybe my resentment was too deep, and I was blessed by fate. When I opened my eyes again, I had somehow been reborn a week before my wedding. Back in the villa my grandpa left me. I instinctively reached for the bedside. The time on my phone said the 15th of March 2026. A surge of joy flooded over me. I had been reborn 3 days before the blood plague struck. Since fate has given me another chance, I swear I won't let them off, Derek and Bella, that scumbag and that psycho.
Baby, we'll set up our wedding home in the villa your grandpa left you. I've already spoken to the renovation company. They'll come measure tomorrow.
Listening to this voice message, I let out a cold laugh. If I hadn't been reborn, I would have been foolishly moved again. But this time, I didn't reply. Instead, I just tossed my phone aside. Now my top priority is to raise funds, stock up on supplies, and turn this villa into the safest fortress for the apocalypse. I clearly remember on my wedding day 3 days from now, the catastrophe will break out completely. The infected will swarm like locusts, sweeping through the entire city. This villa was left to me by my grandpa. It's built into the mountain, with a solid foundation, but just a house isn't enough. I need supplies, I need defenses, I need to turn this villa into a fortress no one can breach. I quickly sorted through all my assets on my phone. I transferred all my investments and fixed deposits. No hesitation, no weighing gains or losses, because in 3 days, these numbers will mean nothing. I sold off the calligraphy and paintings my grandpa left me, and my luxury goods, all at bargain prices. Plus the savings already in my account, I suddenly had $12 million in cash. Looking at the long string of numbers in my bank account, I started frantically making a list. 3 days. I'm going to turn this villa into Noah's Ark for the apocalypse. A 6-foot trench and a 10-foot wall in 3 days. Bulletproof glass and explosion-proof film. Soundproofing and bank vault security door. Roof solar panels. Whole house surveillance. Fresh air system and air purifiers, not one missing.
You preparing for war, Miss Evans?
Worse than war. Triple the rush fee. Deal. While I reinforce the fortress, stockpiling can't wait. In 3 days, the water will be cut off. The power will go out, and stores will be looted. I need to stockpile 3 years' worth of survival supplies. Calling. First stop, the pharmacy. I wear a mask and push a shopping cart. One pharmacy after another, the shelves are cleaned out. Note: cold medicine, anti-inflammatories, antibiotics, painkillers, vitamins, first aid spray, iodine, allergy meds, diarrhea medicine, throwing boxes and boxes into the car. In the apocalypse, a box of fever meds is worth more than gold. I hit over 100 pharmacies in the city, anything that could save lives, cleaned them all out. In the villa's basement, I open a huge safe. The metal door pulls open heavily. Bag after bag of medicine is neatly stacked inside, filling layer after layer. These meds are small in size, high in value, all locked in the basement safe. In the apocalypse, this is my second life. 5,000 pounds of wuchang rice, 2,000 pounds of premium flour, 1,000 boxes of dried noodles, 100 jugs each of rapeseed oil, peanut oil, and corn oil, 500 packs of salt, Sichuan peppercorns, star anise, dried chili, soy sauce, aged vinegar, and chili bean paste. All must be stocked up.
You opening a supermarket, miss?
Company perks. Double the shipping fee. Deal.
Get the truck ready, load 'em up.
Next, water and non-perishable food. After the virus outbreak, the tap water will be contaminated. Rivers will be filled with corpses. 2,000 cases of bottled water, 1,000 large barrels of purified water, the whole lot. Also frozen dumplings, frozen buns, spicy noodles and spicy ramen, beef jerky and chips, buffalo wings, 100 cases of each. Canned luncheon meat, tuna and fruit, buy by the truckload. Compressed biscuits, self-heating rice, instant noodles. Buy as much as we can. Shampoo, body wash, laundry detergent, toilet paper and tissues. Stockpiled enough for 20 years. These things, in the apocalypse, are priceless luxuries. Food storage needs refrigeration and freezing. I bought 10 each, fridges and freezers. The warehouse is filled with rows of fridges and freezers, stocked with the seafood and meat I just bought. Rice, flour, oil, and other supplies, filling every corner. I stand in the middle of the warehouse, hands on my hips, smirking. Having just rice, flour, oil, and meat isn't enough. The real currency in the apocalypse is electricity and weapons. 10 sets of foldable solar charging panels, 50 high-capacity power banks, 20 solar outdoor lights, 5 hand crank radios. Even if the power goes out completely, my fridge, surveillance, and ventilation systems can last 2 years. Next, I went all over the city, to every single gas station. Double the price. Bought up all the gas in the city. Ended up spending $5 million. Contacted an overseas mercenary organization, bought a bunch of guns and ammo, bulletproof vests, stab-proof suits, blast helmets, high-hardness entrenching tools, multifunction survival knives, pepper spray, stun batons. These life-saving items are all hidden in the basement, within easy reach. Anyone tries to steal my supplies, I'll show him what a thorny rose means. After wrapping this up, it's the evening of my second day since I was reborn. I collapse onto the sofa, my whole body feeling like it's falling apart. I look outside, a 2-meter ditch and a 3-meter wall, steel spikes, a bank vault security door, a 16-digit code lock. Even zombies would have to take a detour. I press the switch on the wall. The whole house is fresh air, and air purifiers filter out all the virus particles from outside, all of it. Even if poison gas fills the air outside, I can still breathe freely inside. In the basement, wagyu, lobster, and king crab are stacked neatly. On the shelves, canned goods and bottled water stretch as far as the eye can see. In the medicine cabinet, antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, and cold medicine are neatly arranged, enough to stock a small clinic. I spent $10 million in 3 days, but it was worth it. In the living room, on the sofa, I'm eating cherries gracefully. The TV is on, news channel. The anchor smiles as she reports. The first case of the blood plague has appeared in our city. The virus is highly contagious, but it's currently under control. It won't spread on a large scale. Yeah, right. My phone buzzes. Messages pop up in the group chat of 3. A voice message from Derek. Bella sent a photo. The banquet hall is filled with flowers and balloons.
Baby, the day after tomorrow is our wedding day. Nervous? Bella and I are waiting for you at the hotel. Come early, I miss you.
I look at the group messages, and the giggling emoji after it. My stomach churns, my phone lights up again. Derek's calling. I take a deep breath, and answer.
Baby.
Why didn't you reply?
Tomorrow's the wedding.
Don't be late, okay? Chloe, come early, I'll give you a beautiful bridal makeup. I'm held up with something. See you at the banquet hall tomorrow. You go ahead with the rehearsal. Don't wait for me. Hang up the phone. I walk to the floor-to-ceiling window. On the horizon outside the window, a strange dark red is spreading. The digital clock on the wall flashes 2027. My eyes are frighteningly calm. 8:27 p.m. The blood plague has broken out. 12 hours earlier than in my previous life. My phone vibrates wildly on the coffee table. Messages from Derek.
Baby, there's fog outside, a weird color. The hotel says they're going into lockdown. Are you okay over there?
I take out M9 premium steak from the freezer, cut it into thick slices, and place them on the grill. The charcoal is glowing red. The moment the beef hits the grill, sizzling, the fat bursts, the aroma fills the whole room instantly. I grab a slice of steak, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and put it in my mouth. Crispy and tender, the fat fragrance overflows. Every bite is a feast for the taste buds. I take a sip of red wine, lifting the glass slowly and deliberately. To my rebirth. The curtain of revenge has risen. I want to see, in the face of the virus, zombies, and hunger, how long the so-called true love of Derek and Bella can last. Soon, the outside world will be zombies' world, but my fortress is as solid as a rock. The best is yet to come. The blood plague is here. But I'm living better than anyone. Premium steak with a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. The aroma of wine and steak. I wouldn't trade this for the world. The surveillance monitor on the wall shows the entire villa clearly. All clear for now. Within 500 meters, no infected, no living soul. But I know it's just the calm before the storm. Baby, where are you? Bella and I got out of the hotel.
The streets are full of the infected. Are you safe there? Don't go outside.
On the second day of the blood plague, that scumbag fiancé who betrayed me had the nerve to text the group chat with fake concern, telling me to stay inside unless it's important. This fake tenderness might have worked on me in my past life, but now it just makes me sick. Chloe, we're hiding somewhere temporarily. Don't overthink it. We're just looking out for each other. I saw that message and almost spit out my wine. What do you mean, just looking out for each other? Isn't that a bit too obvious? Thinking about my old self. I was so pathetically naive. I thought I had the perfect love and the best friend. I had no idea they had already joined forces to use me as an ATM and a stepping stone. This time, I'm not giving them any chance to hurt me. If they want to play lovey-dovey in the parking garage, let them. My steak and wine are way better than their little act. Day 3 of the Blood Plague. I sat in front of the surveillance monitors, munching on durian, while recalling the details I had overlooked.
If you're not feeling well, don't force it. Come on, drink it while it's hot.
In my past life, whenever Bella said she felt unwell, Derek would always time it perfectly and bring her a steaming hot chocolate. He was faster than a delivery guy.
Here's some ice-cold cola. It's hot.
But when it was my time of the month, when I was in so much pain I broke out in a cold sweat, he'd grab an ice-cold cola from the fridge and hand it to me, laughing and saying cold drinks will cool you down. Drinking something cold on my period, was he trying to send me straight to heaven? Those insignificant details had actually revealed their betrayal long ago. I was so stupid and blind back then. Outside, the sky was as dark as spilled ink. The blood mist was thicker than yesterday, rolling over the city like a filthy blanket, smothering the entire city. Suddenly, a pale bolt of lightning ripped through the sky, and the thunder shook the windows. Then all the city lights went out. It wasn't a blackout. The city's power grid had completely collapsed. I walked over to the battery bank. The green indicator light was steadily on. The solar panels on the roof, though partially blocked by the blood haze, had stored enough power to last 3 months. My fortress was still impregnable, but those still alive out there weren't so lucky. I raised my binoculars and looked at the distant city. The skyscrapers that once blazed with lights were now pitch black, like rows of giant tombstones. Occasionally, a few windows glowed, someone had lit a candle, or turned on an emergency light, but those faint specks of light, in the boundless darkness, were pitifully small. I aimed my binoculars at the road in front of the villa. At the bend in the road, I saw a mother running desperately, holding her child, chased by a group of the infected. A few seconds later, the mother and child were overwhelmed by the infected. Lives so vivid were silently swallowed up like that. The apocalypse had just begun, and human life was already as cheap as grass. I took a deep breath and forced down my surging emotions. Can't be soft-hearted, can't act impulsively. In my past life, I was too soft-hearted, gave in step by step, and that's how that couple framed me, and I was devoured alive by the zombies. In this life, I will make them pay, with no escape. I walk back to the monitor screen and sit down. I pick up my phone. The screen lights up. The signal is still on the phone screen. It's social media and news alerts. Breaking news. Vaccine development makes progress. Shocking headline, 10 minutes ago. The headline is shocking. On the third day, multiple cities have fallen. Containment measures have failed. The spread of the infected is faster than expected. Experts urge citizens to take shelter in place. Do not go outside. Fortunately, the internet is still up. I casually scrolled through short videos. Malls and supermarkets are nearly looted clean. The ugliness of human nature has fully erupted. People are physically fighting over a bottle of water. Some are breaking into houses to loot supplies in the chaos. Others beg for food humbly and are violently driven away. In the comments, there's sarcasm and ridicule, gloating, despair, and wailing. All kinds of attitudes. Hospitals have long been overwhelmed. In just 2 days, the official number of blood infections has exceeded 100,000. Deaths have surpassed 8,000. These numbers make your skin crawl. And everyone knows, the real numbers are far higher. The news says relief supplies are severely lacking. Safe zones are completely full. They advise citizens to self-rescue at home. Do not go out. Translation: rescue teams won't be coming anytime soon. If you want to survive, you're on your own. I stand in the spacious villa, looking at the mountains of supplies, the fully stocked freezers and medicine cabinets. My heart is full of mixed emotions. When Grandpa bought this villa back then, he not only added nuclear protection, but also reserved ventilation and drainage systems in the basement. It should be able to survive this long apocalypse. The pocket dimension I awakened just before death in my past life, 7,000 cubic feet. All these things can be packed into it and taken along. Day 3 of the blood plague outbreak. The infected have swept through like locusts, engulfing the entire city. And as the chosen one reborn, I've already stockpiled supplies, fortified the fortress, and am now lying in bed at the villa in the suburbs, waiting for the apocalypse. I'm tired, time to sleep. But peace is always shattered in an instant. That's the apartment we used to rent. It's completely overrun now. The hallways are full of the infected. They climbed out windows to escape overnight.
Honey, we've got nowhere else to go. There are infected all around. We're heading to your villa now.
I went back to my hometown to grab some stuff. I'm stuck too, can't get back for now. No matter if you're home, we need to take shelter inside. We're almost at the door now. Seeing this message, my heart skipped a beat. It sank straight to the bottom. Instantly, a wave of regret poured over me like ice water from head to toe. In my past life, I gave Bella a spare key. They said they're at the door, they'll be here any second. Gotta check the front door right now. I hurried down the hall to the front entrance. I crouched and peered through the peephole. The hallway was empty, just the dim sensor light. I dashed to the monitor. My fingers glided across the screen, switching cameras, front yard, backyard, left wall, right driveway, checked every spot. Then, I heard faint footsteps and gasps outside, getting closer. Soon Derek and Bella appeared at the front gate. They were covered in blood and mud, hair plastered to their faces in strands, like two rats from a dumpster. Bella's lips were purple, shivering all over, but her eyes kept darting into the villa. She was checking the lights, the supplies, how much I'd stockpiled.
Baby, open the door.
I have the key.
Bella's shaky hands inserted the key into the lock and twisted hard. It didn't turn. She paused, pulled it out. Tried again. She grabbed the key with both hands and twisted with all her strength. The lock didn't move. Not a sound. Her face went from pale to purple.
What's going on? This lock won't open.
Wait, the first thing I did when I was reborn was to replace every lock in the house with bank vault security doors. Bella's key is from my past life. How could she ever open it? I was just freaking myself out. This lock, forget about her old key. Even if a locksmith showed up, without the new code and fingerprint, they couldn't crack it. And all I need to do is sit back and enjoy the show. Derek sees the door won't open. He snatches the keys. Tries twice more. His face turns red. He nearly breaks the key.
The door still doesn't budge. She changed the lock. She went and changed the lock.
Chloe, what do you mean? We came to you for shelter. You won't even let us in. I gave you the key myself in the previous life. Feels good, huh? Door won't open in this life.
Chloe, if you don't open up now, I'll bust this damn door down. He picks up a steel pipe from somewhere.
He swings it at the security door like his life depends on it. The clang of metal on metal cuts through the night, but forget breaking the door. There isn't even a dent on the door. Over 500 pounds of bank vault security door. And it has a crossbar on the inside. Even a truck couldn't ram it open. And he expects a crappy pipe to break it open? Dream on. Stop banging, save your strength. She won't open it.
It's all your fault. She must have found out we tricked her. Otherwise she wouldn't lock us out.
Blame me. Who said that after we get married, we'd find a way to transfer the house to your name? Who said she was naive and soft-hearted? Easy to fool. And now you're turning it around on me.
The two of them start arguing right at the gate. Their voices get louder and louder. They dig up each other's faults and old grudges.
All the honest words I never heard in my last life. Now they come out one after another. So the trust between them isn't worth much after all. Just as they're in the middle of their heated argument, the roar of the infected comes from the distance. Bella immediately shuts her mouth. Derek also quiets down. They both, without a word, shrink into the corner of the porch, huddling close together. Just moments ago they were blaming each other, but the moment they hear the infected, they immediately cling to each other. I shake my head. I turn off the sound on the monitor screen. I pour myself a cup of coffee. Their affection, once there's no one watching, is nothing but scheming and suspicion. This kind of fake love is truly nauseating. Outside the villa, the temperature at night keeps dropping. Bella is curled up on the cold cement floor, shivering all over. Her lips are purple, her eyes glazed. She's clearly delirious from fever. Derek, heartbroken, holds her in his arms, wrapping her in his last jacket. The medicine is right there. But why should I save her? Give her the medicine? In my past life, she didn't leave me any way out. If only I hadn't dumped Directorin back then, the one living it up in his villa now would be me. I was so blind. Hooking up with a loser like you.
Bella, just hold on a little longer. Maybe the fever will break soon. Once you're stable, we'll go to the hospital. Let's hold on a little longer, okay?
Derek was always so elegant and refined in front of me, gentle and polite. I've never seen him this pathetic, like a groveling lapdog. I could slap myself. What did I ever see in him? Was it his act or his poverty? On the surveillance footage, Bella doesn't appreciate it at all. She shoves Derek away, his hand reaching out to help her. Her eyes are full of contempt and resentment. She struggles to stand up, but her legs give out and she falls again. She keeps cursing. Didn't you say that villa would be yours? Didn't you say she was a fool?
And now? We can't even get through the door.
I was about to turn off the surveillance, when suddenly, with a creak, the door of the villa next door opened. A tall, middle-aged man in a black hoodie, holding a crossbow, aiming right at Derek.
Banging on my door in the middle of the night? You asking for trouble? Try it again, I dare you. This crossbow doesn't have eyes.
On the screen, the neighbor's fierce gaze passes over Derek, sweeps past Bella, and stops on her flushed, but still pretty decent face. That face of hers, even flushed red, and looking a mess, is still the result of expensive upkeep. Her wet clothes cling to her body, showing off every curve. The man's Adam's apple bobs up and down, his eyes glued to Bella. I stare at the screen and snort, ha, men are all the same.
Hey, beautiful, come with me. I've got food at my place, drinks, fever, meds, and a big, soft bed.
Derek freezes. He looks at the man, then at Bella. He looks like he swallowed a fly. Bella, as if clutching at a lifeline, weakly raises her head and looks at the neighbor with that pathetic, helpless look.
Really? Thank you, you're so nice.
Are you crazy? He's a stranger.
You say he's a stranger, but back there, when you were holding me waiting to die, why weren't you worried about him being a stranger then? He has medicine, a villa, a bed, what do you have? You can't even open a broken door.
Stay away from her. You think I can't see your damn dirty intentions?
Ignore him. He's nuts. Sir, I'll come with you. Derek completely loses it. Like a kicked stray dog, he lunges forward, while I sit in front of the monitors, pick up my teacup, and gently blow the steam. This show is even better than I expected.
Derek's eyes are bloodshot, veins bulging on his forehead. He clenches his fists. He lets out a low roar. Like an enraged beast, he lunges at the neighbor.
Enough, do you want me to die here? Derek's fist freezes midair. He's frozen in place. Bella doesn't even look at him. She leans on the neighbor, walking toward the half-open door. Her back shows no hesitation. Just as the door is about to close, Derek finally snaps out of it. He rushes over, gripping the doorframe with one hand, and yells into the gap.
Bella, get out here.
There are zombies everywhere outside. As long as I can survive, that's all that matters. Didn't you say you love me?
Then get the hell away from me. Don't think you can mess with me.
Outside, Derek slumps in the darkness alone. I stare at the screen, watching his pathetic state. I feel no sympathy, only the satisfaction of finally letting out the anger I've held for 2 lifetimes, a sense of relief. Soon, a strong smell of meat wafts from the neighbor's door. Derek's Adam's apple bobs. His stomach growls. He hasn't eaten in a day and a night. He supports himself against the wall, legs weak. He moves to the neighbor's door, hesitates for a moment, then knocks.
Hey, man, I was out of line just now. Please, have a heart. Just give me something to eat, just a bite. My fiancée lives in the villa next door. She can pay for whatever you want. Food, medicine, anything.
I almost laughed out loud when I heard this. To be reduced to this, Derek still tries to take advantage of me. A leopard can't change its spots. There was no response from inside the neighbor's door, but some noises came through faintly. Not voices, but the sound of fabric rubbing, mixed with a woman's suppressed gasps, and a man's low chuckles. Derek's face turns pale and then red. He's shaking like a leaf. He bends down and picks up a steel pipe from the ground. His knuckles crack as he grips it. But he holds it up for a full half-minute, and in the end, doesn't bring it down. Because he knows better than anyone that even if he destroys the door, Bella won't go with him anymore. The next evening, the neighbor leaves, locking the door behind him, crossbow on his back. Derek has been waiting around the corner all day. When the footsteps fade completely, he creeps over to the door.
Bella, open the door.
Bella sees it's him through the peephole. She hesitates for a few seconds. Then she cracks the door open. Derek slips in like a fish. The door closes softly behind him. I can't see what's happening inside, but I notice that before he goes in, he's holding a long, thin wire. In less than 10 minutes, the neighbor returns. He takes out his keys and opens the door. The moment he steps into the entryway, he lets out a confused grunt. Then bang bang bang, 3 muffled heavy blows in a row. Like hitting a wet sandbag. Then Bella lets out a short scream that abruptly cuts off. Everything falls silent. I stare at the monitor and pick up my coffee to take a sip. About 5 minutes later, the door opens and Derek pokes his head out. He looks left and right. He now has the crossbow on his back. The front of his dark clothes is soaked. Dark red turns black in the faint light of the blood mist. He drags a bulging black trash bag. He pulls it heavily to the trash can at the end of the hallway, 2 trips back and forth. There's a faint trail on the floor. He has changed into a clean jacket, but on his cuffs and under his nails, there are still traces he couldn't wash clean. He goes back into the neighbor's apartment. He locks the door behind him. A wire jams the trigger. A steel pipe crushes the skull. That strong man with the crossbow and supplies is taken down by a loser who's been starving for 2 days. Bad guys really do live long. But he thinks that by taking the house and having supplies, he can rest easy. A month flew by, the blood plague swept through the city like wildfire. The city center's completely gone. Thousands of zombies are spreading to the suburbs. I check the monitors every day. I've reinforced the doors and windows again and again. I've got enough supplies in the basement to last 3 years. As for those 2, next door, HMPH. The neighbor never stocked much food anyway. At best, enough for 1 person for 2 months.
But Derek and Bella, they never knew what it meant to conserve. In the first few days, they were feasting on meat and fish, drinking beer and gnawing on chicken legs, as if the apocalypse was a vacation.
By the time they realized there was no more food to scavenge, it was too late. Now they've been out of food for 5 whole days. Derek's face, the handsome face that once made me fall for him, is now so gaunt his cheekbones stick out, eyes sunken. And Bella's even worse. Her lips are cracked and peeling, hair matted like dry grass, skin sallow. She's nothing like the innocent girl she once was. From the monitor, I keep hearing them scuffle. I bet right now Bella's clutching half a moldy piece of bread. It's covered in green mold, but she's holding it so tight her knuckles are white, like it's her lifeline. Derek's eyes are locked on that bread, like a stray dog that hasn't eaten in days. The next second, he lunges and snatches the bread.
He shoves the whole thing into his mouth, swallowing without even chewing.
Bella freezes for a moment.
Then, like a cat whose tail has been stepped on, she screams, "You're stealing even moldy bread. Are you even human?"
Is there any human left in this world? When you ran off with that guy, why didn't you think about whether you were human then?
Bella shakes with rage, grabs an empty can from the floor and throws it. Derek catches it and hurls it back, hitting her shoulder. Bella yells out and curls up, but keeps cursing, each word dredging up old grudges, calling him pathetic.
Calling him useless, saying he can't even break down a door.
From the monitor, I hear their dog-eat-dog fight.
I've heard these words countless times.
From the first fights to this vicious backbiting.
Every time, it's like rubbing salt in a wound, except it's their own wounds. I set down my cup, a cold smile curling at the corner of my mouth. Go ahead, keep arguing. Make it worse, this is the karma you deserve. Just when I thought they'd hole up next door, bickering and wasting time, those two finally turned their attention back on me, as Derek dragged half a can of gas and Bella carried a fire axe, creeping up to my door, where Derek looked up, staring at the faint light through the crack, with a look of desperate obsession from someone with no way out.
The final madness of a drowning man. Bella, there's been movement at Chloe's place this whole time, so there must be food inside, and power.
When Bella heard the word food, her dull eyes lit up, and the 1 second she was fighting over half a piece of moldy bread with Derek, now she was the most eager, rushing to drag the gas can to my door, where Derek unscrewed the cap, letting the pungent smell of gas instantly fill the hallway, as he splashed the gas on my door and walls, and through the crack, golden liquid trickled down the iron door, pooling on the floor.
The door won't burn, but the seals will melt, letting smoke get in, so she'll either open the door or be smoked out.
Arson to break in, nice idea, but my door frame is fireproof, the exterior walls have a fire-resistant coating, and the ventilation system has triple smoke filters, so let alone smoke. Even toxic gas can't get in at all, but I can't let them actually light it, since the solar panels are still on the roof, and smoke damage would be a pain to fix. While on the monitor, Derek was oblivious, grinning as he pulled a lighter from his pocket, crouching with his thumb on the striker wheel.
Chloe, you selfish woman, you have so many supplies yet you just watch us starve to death, but when I get in, I'll teach you a lesson. And before he finished speaking, with a click, the lighter sparked a flame.
Without hesitation, he brought the flame to the gas on the floor, but just as the flame was about to touch the gas, a soft hiss came from the ceiling, and the automatic sprinkler system activated instantly, as a curtain of water poured down from the eaves like a transparent barrier, precisely targeting the doorway and completely soaking the spilled gas, while the lighter's flame flickered in the spray and went out completely. The second the lighter flared up, I hit the sprinkler switch. What the hell?
She had it all planned out. She had everything.
I stood inside the door, watching it all through the pinhole camera. I couldn't help chuckling. These two won't give up till they hit a brick wall. Derek spun around and grabbed the fire axe, gripped it tight, and swung hard at the lock. When the blade bounced right back, it only left a faint white mark on the lock. He struck again, and it bounced again, leaving a red impression on his palm. After the third swing, a light stain was left on the handle. He threw down the axe, panting heavily, and dragged a crowbar from the next room. He wedged the crowbar into the door gap, throwing his whole weight onto it, prying with all his strength, but the door didn't budge.
I can't believe this damn door won't open.
Once, twice, 3 times. Crack, the crowbar snapped in half. Derek angrily threw the broken piece aside, and grabbed a sledgehammer to smash the lock directly. Boom, boom, boom. A dull metallic clang echoed through the hallway, like a death knell, but they were ringing it for themselves. I leaned against the wall inside the door, arms crossed, casually watching the monitor. The fire axe couldn't break it, the crowbar couldn't pry it, and the sledgehammer couldn't smash it. Their desperate thrashing around was actually kind of scary, but that's all. A 550-pound bank vault security door that even a truck couldn't crash through. With these crappy tools, they'd be wasting their time even if they went at it till tomorrow. An hour later, Derek finally stopped. The sledgehammer hung by his side as he gasped for air. Bella collapsed on the floor, her expression shifting from anger to despair. Take your time. I've got forever to waste with you. The banging on the door starts again. but it's slowed down a lot. Each hit is full of exhaustion and despair. I'm standing in the basement. My eyes sweep across the row of buttons on the control panel. Finally, they land on one I've never used before, a red button. This system was originally set up for the zombies. The tanks are filled with a mix of chili, mustard, and industrial alcohol, a homemade protection solution. Once activated, it sprays a mist covering a 50-meter radius. For humans, it's like multiple pepper sprays stacked together. Stacked effect. I take a deep breath. Then I press it. From all four corners of the roof, white mist pours down like a waterfall, instantly engulfing the entire villa entrance.
What? What is this stuff?
It's my home's protective spray. For uninvited guests like you. Pretty effective, huh? Derek jerks his head up, his eyes red as a rabbit, his face covered in tears and snot, hair plastered to his forehead in wet strands. He glares at the camera through gritted teeth, his voice hoarse and venomous.
Chloe, you're gonna die a miserable death.
I've died once already. Doing pretty well now. As for you two, if you don't leave, when the zombies come, I'm not gonna bother cleaning up your bodies outside. Derek wants to say something more, but another blast of spray makes him double over, coughing violently. Bella's not doing much better either. I lean back in my chair, enjoying their miserable state on the screen. Money well spent. In front of the surveillance monitor, I turn around, my finger hovers above the red button of the automated defense system. If I press it, the high-voltage fence outside will activate instantly. Anyone who touches my door will get electrocuted and burned. But I stop, because on the infrared feed in the bottom right corner, a dense mass of dark figures appears. The lingering stench of decay from next door, combined with the noise of Derek smashing the door, becomes a clear beacon for the infected.
Outside, Derek raises a sledgehammer. He's about to strike the lock again.
Bella suddenly grabs his sleeve. Her voice trembling, she points behind her. In the darkness, pairs of murky yellow eyes light up. The infected in front, wearing a tattered jacket, with a mangled face, dark red liquid dripping down its neck. It smells the living. It lets out a piercing screech, and lunges forward.
Run.
Derek drops the sledgehammer, turns, and runs. He bounds up the steps, charging toward the next villa. Leaving Bella behind without a second thought. Bella is a step too slow, and an infected grabs her ankle. She falls flat on the ground.
Derek, save me.
Save me. Derek doesn't even look back. He rushes inside, and swings the door shut. Bella, with some unknown strength, kicks the zombie off, and scrambles through the gap. The door slams shut. The lock clicks loudly in the hallway. They think they're safe inside. Too naive, that kind of ordinary tempered glass can keep out thieves, but not zombies. By now, dozens of infected have flooded the yard. They press against the floor-to-ceiling windows, banging with their heads and clawing with their hands. In seconds, dark red blood smears the glass. Crack. A crack appears. Inside. Derek roars, and Bella screams.
Push the sofa against it. Hurry up.
It's not holding. The glass is about to shatter.
Zombies flood into the next room. Derek drags Bella, and they sprint out, covered in glass shards and filth. At the entrance to my villa, an old locust tree stands in the night. Derek steps on the knots of the trunk.
Climbing up hand over foot. Bella, below, is jumping frantically.
The zombies are right behind her.
Pull me up.
Derek crouches on a thick branch, looking down at the dense crowd of infected. He hesitates. An infected grabs Bella's clothes. Bella screams and shakes it off, then clings to a low-hanging branch and climbs. Only then does Derek reach out and grab her hair, yanking her up onto the tree.
In the canopy, the two collapse on the branches, gasping for breath.
Below, hundreds of infected circle the tree, arms outstretched, roaring deafeningly. They try to climb up, but their movements are stiff and clumsy, so for now, they can't reach them. This is what they call reaping what you sow. In the previous life, they personally threw me to the zombies. In this life, they've tasted the pain of being abandoned. The night wind howls. It's -10 degrees up in the treetops. Derek's shivering from the cold. He hugs his arms. Bella has even lost her coat. She's only got a thin sweater on. She's curled up into a ball. Her teeth won't stop chattering.
Derek, I'm cold.
Just bear it. I'm freezing too.
We're gonna die here. There are infected everywhere down there. We have no food. No warm clothes at all.
Derek leans over and looks down. Not only have the infected not dispersed, they're actually gathering in larger numbers. On the streets in the distance, there's a never-ending stream of infected.
They're still heading this way.
His gaze shifts to 10 meters away.
The second floor of my villa
Glows with a warm yellow light. He grits his teeth.
Suddenly, he screams, "Chloe!"
Chloe, are you listening? Chloe, I know I was wrong. I was impulsive earlier. I was so hungry I went crazy and smashed your door. Can you forgive me?
Chloe, please save us. For the sake of our friendship, you can't just let us die.
Since playing tough didn't work, they're trying to sweet-talk me. These two change their tune faster than flipping a page. When they tricked me into feeding the infected back then, why didn't they remember our old friendship?
Chloe, just open the door and let us in. I'll do whatever you say. I'll do anything you ask. I'm a man. I can protect you.
Yes, we can help with chores. Anything. Chloe, I'm so cold. I'm freezing to death.
You'll protect me and work. With you two like this. So weak and pathetic. I'd rather just get 2 dogs. Weren't you gonna burn my door? Go ahead, burn it then.
Chloe, it was just a misunderstanding. I was just trying to scare you. How could I ever burn your house?
The neighbor's house is gone. Where will you sleep tonight?
Chloe, quit joking. We can't move at all. There are infected everywhere down there. You've got a balcony on the 2nd floor. Just throw a rope over. We can climb across on it.
The balcony's not far from that big tree. If I threw a rope over, they could actually climb over. Too bad for you. Why would I save you?
We're engaged. Chloe, I've always loved you. Bella just seduced me, that's all. I don't like her at all.
Derek, that's bullshit. It was you all along. You were the one who first said Chloe was a bore, and you said you didn't want anything to do with her anymore.
If it weren't for you, Chloe wouldn't be so mad at me.
You hit me. You only hit me to please her. The two start wrestling in the treetops.
The branches shake violently. Leaves fly everywhere. Hearing the noise, the zombies below get more excited. They climb up desperately. A zombie grabs a low-hanging branch. It pulls half its body up. Derek, terrified, kicks the zombie down.
And he doesn't dare hit Bella anymore.
The two separate, panting. They cling tightly to the trunk. I lean back in my chair. I pick up my coffee and take a slow sip. What a great show. Stop fighting. I'm not saying you can't come in.
Really, Chloe? You agree?
But I don't keep freeloaders here. I'm only saving one of you. Human nature can't stand the test. Especially when life is on the line.
You heard her, Bella. She's only saving one.
What do you think you're doing? I'm your girlfriend.
Girlfriend, you heard her too. She wants me. Staying will only drag me down.
Derek lunges at Bella. His hands lock around her neck.
Bella struggles desperately. Her hands claw at Derek's face. Her nails scratch his skin. The fight escalates. Just then, on the surveillance feed, an unusual detail appears. In the struggle, Bella's fingers tear at Derek's hand. Derek, in pain, lets go. Bella seizes the chance and kicks him away.
Covering her mouth, when did his neck sprout a patch of bulging purple veins?
Like something alive squirming under the skin. Derek was about to lunge again, but at the sight, he freezes mid-step.
You're infected.
No, I'm not. I'm just really cold.
Derek scrambles to the other side of the tree crown.
Pressing tight against the trunk's edge, shaking all over.
Chloe, throw the rope. She's mutated. She's turning into one of the infected.
I don't have a rope. But I can play you a song to spice things up. I press another button on the control panel. The high-powered speakers on the villa's exterior kick on simultaneously. Ear-splitting heavy metal music slices through the night. Like a knife cutting through the silence. As the music blares, the infected within miles are all drawn to it. Now, that's what I call a feast. Sure enough, the infected below the tree erupt into chaos. They climb over each other, scrambling upward frantically. On the tree crown, Bella's body starts convulsing violently. Her bones crack audibly. She stands up in a twisted, unnatural pose. She turns her head, staring at Derek. Black liquid drips from her mouth.
No, don't come near me.
I lean back in my chair, cross my legs, and quietly enjoy the show on screen.
Suddenly, Bella's screech is like a command. The infected clawing at the tree below all pivot in unison. They ignore Derek in the tree.
And instead, drawn by the music and lights, charge at my villa.
Bella had mutated into an infected. She saw the villa lights on. She kicked off the tree trunk hard. Like a cannonball, she shot out. She smashed straight into my 2nd floor balcony. Good thing this glass is military grade. She could bang all night, and not even make a mark. Then hundreds of zombies came swarming in, stepping over their own dead, trying to smash down my front door. I hit the switch for the electric fence. Blue arcs crackled across the porch. Dozens of zombies were instantly charred. The air filled with a pungent burnt smell, but the ones behind never learned to back off. The charred ones became stepping stones. The horde packed the 1st floor doors and windows tight. Dull thuds came from the outer walls. Up in the tree, Derek was shaking like a leaf, like a bug pinned to a branch. I leaned back in my chair, crossed my legs, and watched the show calmly. At this rate, they could keep banging till next New Year's Eve, and they still wouldn't dent the wall. I was about to turn off the monitor and go to sleep. Just then, I froze. My fingers flew across the keyboard, pulled up the basement camera and sensor data, then brought up the surrounding geological scan. Beneath the villa, the once solid rock layer had large hollow areas. Those hollows were packed with red heat signals, like a disturbed ant nest. The blood virus infected not just humans, but also underground creatures. They bred and dug like crazy underground, hollowing out the foundation into a giant wasp nest. The soil structure was starting to collapse. This villa is no longer safe. We have to move out as soon as possible. I sat back down in front of the control panel and pulled out an old shortwave radio from the hidden compartment. This is military gear Dad left behind. It can communicate without a base station. It's a pain to operate, but it's reliable. I spent a long time before the apocalypse learning how to use it, and now it finally came in handy. Dad, can you hear me?
Chloe, is that you? How's it going over there?
Dad, I'm safe for now, but the villa's foundation is damaged, and it might not hold much longer. I want to head to the Institute to find you.
I can see from here that the zombies in the city are moving to the suburbs. If you go out alone, you won't stand a chance.
Dad, I'm prepared. There's a modified off-road vehicle in the villa. I've stocked enough gas and supplies, and I've got an ace up my sleeve nobody knows about. It lets me travel light. Don't worry.
All right. Take the ring road north and wait for me at the Greystone Rest area. I'll send someone to meet you.
Who? Are there others at the Institute?
A few old colleagues evacuated with me. We have guards protecting us. Remember, don't get out of the car at the rest area. Wait for my people to pick you up.
Okay, got it. I turned off the radio and started my final packing. I quickly walked to the storage area on the second basement level. I closed my eyes, concentrating my mind. The 7,000 cubic feet of pocket dimension in my mind was like a giant warehouse, neatly packed with medicine, weapons, high-calorie food, water purifiers, and solar chargers. All the essentials were inside. I opened my eyes with a slight smile on my face. Then I walked straight to the weapon cabinet, entered the code, and the door swung open. 2 modified Glock 17s, 6 full magazines, a military machete, and a lightweight stab vest. I quickly put on tactical pants and the stab vest, holstered the pistol on my thigh, and hung the machete at my back. I pulled out a large tactical backpack. High-calorie energy bars, a first aid kit, antibiotics, painkillers, a flashlight, and batteries. Finally, I got a few flashbangs clipped onto the outer loops. 33 pounds, just right. All set, I take the elevator to the underground garage. A pitch-black George Patton SUV sits dead center. Bulletproof armor, explosion-proof tires. Up front, a heavy-duty bull bar. This gas guzzler cost me a fortune. I've modified the chassis and suspension, all for a situation like today's. I yank the door open, toss my bag into the passenger seat, then head to the corner, flip a hidden switch. With a rumble, the heavy alloy door slowly rises, revealing a dark tunnel. The air reeks of mildew and rot. This escape route leads straight to an abandoned chemical plant over a mile away. When I designed the villa, I left this backup exit. Never thought it'd come to this. I slide into the driver's seat, fire up the engine. The V10 engine lets out a low roar. The dash screen shows the outside cameras. On the second floor terrace, the mutated Bella is still pounding non-stop. In the first floor courtyard, zombies are piled high, almost burying half the villa. Have fun with this game, folks. The second my SUV hit the highway, in the rearview mirror, a ragged figure was right on my tail. Derek, out of nowhere, dug up a beat-up motorcycle and swerved right after me. The bike was rattling over the potholes, about to fall apart, but he kept one hand on the throttle and clutched a Molotov cocktail in the other, its rag already lit. The flame danced wild in the wind.
His face was pure madness and rage, like a cornered stray dog.
I glanced at the rearview mirror and sneered, trying to burn my car. With that little bit of alcohol, it can't even burn through my bulletproof glass. Still, letting him get too close would be trouble. I rolled up the window and floored the gas. In the mirror, that smoke-engulfed figure grew smaller and smaller, until it vanished in a cloud of dust. I didn't kill him. Not out of mercy, but because leaving him alive is worse than death. In this world overrun with zombies and cut off from all supplies, with no food, no fuel, and no shelter, he won't survive more than a few days. I looked away, gripped the steering wheel, eyes fixed on both sides of the road ahead. Abandoned cars and wandering zombies flashed by. A few tried to chase me, but I quickly left them in the dust. The SUV leaves the suburbs and enters the city's main road. The scene ahead is even more shocking. The once bustling city is now nothing but dead silence. Skyscrapers stand like giant tombstones under the gray sky. The streets are littered with abandoned cars, overturned buses, shattered glass, and the occasional rotting zombie corpse. The air is thick with the stench of decay and burning. I drive carefully, weaving around obstacles, even though I have my pocket dimension and weapons. In the apocalypse, the living are often more dangerous than zombies. Suddenly, several blinding headlights appear ahead. A few modified off-road vehicles and pickups rush out from the opposite direction. Searchlights mounted on the roofs, with iron grills and spikes, they speed toward me. It's a raider gang. In the apocalypse, having vehicles like this often makes a large group the most dangerous. They kill and loot. They stop at nothing. I immediately lower myself and turn off my headlights. I try to use an abandoned bus on the roadside to conceal myself, but their searchlight has already locked onto me. A loud, arrogant voice comes over the loudspeaker, echoing through the empty streets.
Stop the car up ahead. Hand over your supplies, and we'll let you live.
I grip the steering wheel. A cold smile curls at the corner of my mouth. You want to rob me? You'll have to see if you live long enough to spend it. I don't stop. I floor the gas pedal. I jerk the wheel hard. The SUV darts into a narrow street. Old residential buildings on both sides. The road is only wide enough for one car, perfectly limiting their numerical advantage. In the rearview mirror, several modified vehicles are in hot pursuit. The roar of the engines, like a pack of wolves chasing their prey. On the roof of the first pickup stands the bald guy, holding a homemade crossbow, aiming at my rear tire. I swerve sharply. The SUV drifts into another alley. The crossbow bolt scrapes past the rear bumper and embeds in the wall. I can't fight them head-on. I'm alone. There are at least 7 or 8 of them. I have to use the terrain to shake them off. As I drive, I reach into the passenger side glove compartment and grab some spike strips. Pre-prepared obstacles. Pull the pin and toss them on the ground to puncture tires. I roll down the window. Wait for the right moment. And toss out a spike strip. Clatter, clatter. The spike strip lands on the road. Bounces twice. The driver of the pickup behind me clearly doesn't see it. The wheel runs right over it. Bang. The left front tire blows out. The pickup swerves violently and slams into a utility pole. Black smoke rises from the hood. The vehicles behind slam on their brakes. Chaos erupts. The bald guy falls off the roof, cursing loudly. I don't look back. I gun it and race out of the alley and get back on the highway. The engine roars. The tires screech. In the rearview mirror, the Raiders' lights fade into the distance. This is just the beginning. There are still hundreds of miles ahead. Who knows how many dangers await me? But no matter what, I have to make it to my father alive. The road ahead is getting wider. The city skyline disappears. One hand on the rear view mirror. I grab my phone from the passenger seat. I press the call button. Dad, I'm on the highway now. I should reach the Greystone rest area in a day.
Okay, Chloe, while you're on the road, be extra careful.
I hang up. I take a deep breath. After a whole night of intense driving, the sky finally starts to lighten. In the distance, I see the sign for Greystone rest area. I follow the car Dad arranged. I drive along winding mountain roads, past low hills. The mountain path is rugged. Gravel and dead branches make every step a careful one. 2 hours later, I finally arrive at the research base where Dad works. My parents are already waiting at the gate.
Chloe, my dear, you're finally back.
Mom, Dad.
It's so good to have you back.
Let's go inside first. It's not as fancy as our city house, but we worked hard on the renovation. It's safe for now.
Dad leads me down a long hallway to a converted dorm room. The room is small, but spotlessly clean. There's a metal bunk bed with a thick quilt. On the nightstand are a lamp and a few old books. There's a small fireplace in the corner, and the fire is burning bright, crackling and popping, warming up the whole room.
You've lost so much weight. You must have had a rough time on the road. Are you hungry? Let me make you some hot porridge.
Dad, close all the curtains in the hallway. I want to show you something. Dad looked confused, but he quickly went to the hallway and pulled shut the heavy blackout curtains. Once he made sure the doors and windows were sealed, I closed my eyes, focused my mind, and gently waved my right hand. On the living room floor, several large boxes of supplies appeared out of nowhere. Another wave, and more things appeared on the floor. Fresh vegetables and fruits, jade green broccoli, bright red tomatoes, 2 boxes of glossy dark red cherries, followed by various vacuum-packed premium steaks, lamb chops, and Boston lobsters. Finally, 3 large freezers materialized, lined up neatly against the wall.
What? What's going on? Chloe, you can do magic.
Dad, this is the special ability I got in the apocalypse. I've got a pocket dimension of 7,000 cubic feet. All of our family's belongings, and the supplies I've gathered these past months, are all in there. I couldn't take everything out on the road, but now that I'm home, I don't have to hide it.
It's the apocalypse. You can still get fresh stuff like this. Sweetie, what have you been through?
Mom, I haven't suffered. I stockpiled all this beforehand. From now on, we don't have to scrimp and save. We can eat whatever we want. We're gonna live better than anyone in this apocalypse.
Okay. If you take out any more, there won't be space in the house. Tonight, I'll make you braised pork ribs, steamed lobster,
and stir-fried broccoli. Mom, can we have barbecue?
Sure, barbecue, whatever you want.
Dad, I have something else to show you. He moved them all out. Dad rushed over to the coolers with the bioproduct labels. He crouched down, hands trembling. He opened the boxes one by one. With each box, his eyes grew brighter. Boxes.
His voice grew more and more excited. Chloe, how did you know I needed these?
Back in my past life, You told me the biggest bottleneck in vaccine development was the lack of these supplies. This time around, I went to the city ahead of time, visited all the biotech supply companies, and bought them for you.
Enough, more than enough. With these supplies, the vaccine can be ready in just a month. A month. Chloe, you've not only saved our family, you're saving all of humanity.
Dad, I just did what I could. The rest is up to you.
Don't just stand there celebrating. Let the kid eat first.
Right, let's eat first.
With the supplies from my pocket dimension, our family's quality of life at the base went through the roof. Outside, others are killing each other over half a moldy loaf. But we're having hot pot by the fireplace. Dip it in sesame sauce.
Wow, this isn't surviving the apocalypse. This is living like a king. I need to speed up the vaccine development.
He put down his chopsticks and went back to the lab. Ever since the biological reagents from my pocket dimension arrived, he's like a different person. He spends over 10 hours a day in the lab.
Chloe, come check this out. This batch has a super high antibody level. We can start animal trials next week.
A wave of warmth washed over me. With a flick of my mind, I took out 2 cases of culture medium from my pocket dimension and a box of enzyme preparation and set them on the bench. Dad, is that enough? I have more if you need.
That's enough. Leave the rest to your dad.
The next day, to ensure safety, we raised the base's walls by 2 meters. We topped them with broken glass. We dug traps on the only path up the mountain. Dad also dug up some infrared alarms and set them up. It's secluded here, but we can't let our guard down. That's the iron rule of surviving the apocalypse. At night, we all pile onto the couch watching a comedy. We laugh until we double over. Seeing my parents so happy, I feel a huge sense of accomplishment.
The greatest meaning of being reborn is not revenge.
Not hoarding supplies, but protecting the ones I love in the apocalypse. Make sure they eat well, stay warm, and laugh without a care. The blood plague broke out over 2 months ago. There's more than enough supplies in the pocket dimension. I talked it over with Mom and Dad. We send surplus medicine and food down the mountain to help, not to play the saint, but because a vaccine hasn't been developed yet. Every extra person gives humanity a little more hope. The mountain road's rough. I drove past a pine forest. At the fork ahead, there's a wrecked motorcycle. The frame was covered in rust, tires flat, tipped over on the roadside. Not many people come this way. Who'd abandon a bike here? I cautiously stepped out to check. My hand went for the knife at my waist. Just then, a familiar figure came into sight. I looked closer. That worn-out denim jacket, the collar faded to white, the cuffs full of holes. I knew it all too well. Derek. He'd fully turned. His grayish-white skin was covered in livid blotches. His eyes were cloudy and yellow. His lips were chapped, peeling back to reveal black gums. He fled all the way from the villa, over 600 miles away. He didn't die in a zombie's jaws, nor starve to death on the road, but he died crashing while chasing me. I just stood there, silently watching the man I once loved the most, who hurt me the deepest. No, a zombie. Looking at his miserable corpse, I felt absolutely nothing, not even a hint of satisfaction. It was like looking at a dead stray dog on the roadside. This is the National Emergency Command Center. 12 months after the blood plague outbreak, the turning point for humanity has finally arrived. The blood plague vaccine my dad developed, after countless tests and being deemed safe, finally begins to save this broken world. I go to the window and rip off the boards nailed over it. I throw open the heavy protective curtains. The thick haze that had shrouded the city sky for a whole year is finally pierced by the long-lost sunlight.
We finally made it.
There's still a faint smell of decay, but the strong UV rays from the sun are wiping out the remaining virus. In the distance, the once terrifying roars of zombies have completely stopped. The darkest days are finally over. Spring is here for real. This isn't just the spring on the calendar, it's the spring in all our hearts, a spring of revival and hope.